Hi friends, hope everyone's doing well. I'm actually leaving for India tomorrow for my first international business trip at this company, and I'm pretty excited. Probably procrastinating a little bit right now by making this video, but I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of record a different experience that I might not be able to do as frequently in the future. You never know. And yeah, so what I wanted to quickly talk about before this trip, so I could maybe compare it to what my opinion would be after this trip. But one of the worries I'm having right now for this trip is that I will be going to India with a few objectives, including sales objectives, trying to figure out some technical difficulties, but also trying to find new opportunities in Indian market. And I'll be going with a partner who specializes in the technical field of our product. And I definitely noticed with the prep work that we've been doing that as a company, we are, of course, very conservative, no surprise, but there's a huge gap between I think, the cultural business mindset um, uh, with our company and the Indian market that we're dealing with. Um, I guess just as a little bit of context too, I'm the only English speaker in the company, the natural English speaker. I forget if that's the right word. And so many of the people within the company, they may know English, but they can't use it as fluently. They could write, but they're too shy to speak, or there's not much opportunity to utilize English. So I am the only, I guess, natural English speaker to say, and the partner I'll be going with also uh, very, I think, knowledgeable with English in writing grammatically, but because of their shyness, I think they don't show as much. Also, in Japan, there's a lot of perfectionist there, and also risk-averseness mentality. So if you can't fully, distinctly uh, explain yourself, you might as well not say, is the mindset. So especially with English, if you're unsure that you could fully explain your thought process or reasoning, people won't speak what they're thinking, but you never get better if you don't practice and speak. So it's this kind of chicken or egg situation a little bit. Going back to my topic of worries when I go to India is that I think because of, firstly, this language barrier, I will be the one trying to translate everything. Although I've been working here now for 2 years, I guess, I don't have much sales experience and I don't have much hands-on experience either because I've just been sitting in the office doing a lot of Excel work. So I'll be doing a lot of learning on this trip. And I'll be depending on my technical advisor partner for any issues that customers may be having with our product. But I think to some extent with our Indian customers, they're very excited that we're going. We haven't gone over to India, and no one from our company has gone to India in a while. So firstly, they're excited about that. But also having a technical advisor come, who specializes in our unique product, they are very curious about what information that could be shared to them because generally we're very private in the first place. So I think this in-person meeting, they have a lot of hope for getting even more information than they could through email. But I think from our company stance too, there's a lot of hesitancy on how much information can be or should be shared. Part of it, again, I think comes from just general conservatism and secrecy over our knowledge and skills that we want to hold on to and keep secret in the company, which I can't blame. I think part of it is because of that language barrier where people are afraid to speak in English. So that wall kind of creates this extra barrier of not wanting to share, just in case there's a language barrier. But also a lot of what I keep hearing, and I don't know, it's I think logical, but sometimes it seems like an excuse. But at the same time, I think it's cultural, but a little bit. But a lot of the mentality is that advice, they can't just give advice on a product because any advice we give, even if it's not guaranteed, it has our brand name behind it, which for them is very heavy. And so they don't want to say anything offhand, even if the customer is just expecting, tips or something. And also, there's this mentality that they don't want to just give out general information because our product is unique to each machine, to each company, and or that's the thought process behind it. So you can't just give a general tip for how to, let's say, make a product last longer because and how to use it, because for our company, for our technicians, they see it as our product is consumed in a different way by depending on the operator, depending on the machine. So if you give a general advice, it may not apply to that specific style of the operator or that specific habit of the machine that's being used on. And they get very detailed about that. And so when I hear this, for me, I'm just like, let's share some advice they want to hear. It's that, of course, our brand name holds that much sway, but at the same time, I want to show goodwill. I want to collaborate, more. But I think the very conservative company mentality is that we cannot just give out information. We have to be very protective of our intellect, knowledge base, and also we have to make sure that any advice or information we share to our customers are very specific and has to work for them. We don't want to give them any BS information. I think it's a difficult. It's hard for me to argue that my point to the company, because for me, what they're saying is true to some extent, and I don't want to disappoint the customers or give them the wrong idea regarding our product, or maybe one advice may not apply to them. And so I do understand the company's point. At the same time, I want to kind of show a more positive, forward-looking, collaborative appearance, at least, towards our customers. So I'll be kind of navigating between that, I think, during this trip to India, having to figure out how to, firstly, have to manage expectations on both sides, make each side understand the cultural background and mentality of business when I'm communicating, so that they do not take the actual conversation the wrong way. I don't want my advisor to think that uh, our customers are just trying to pull information out and have the wrong idea about that. And I also don't want our customers to think that our company is just very stuck up and don't want to share anything. And so navigating that, I think, uh, cultural barrier, I think will be interesting. And at the same time, making sure that I could promote a, a, a sustainable, profitable, forward-looking business strategy. Just I want to make sure that I leave India with that a positivity and something that we could build on moving forward when I return, or else I feel the trip would be pointless. So does that make sense? I don't know. Sorry, might have gone off topic, but that's what's going on in my mind right now before this trip. I'm curious how it'll turn out, and I'm will make sure that I can manage both the actual communication, but also manage expectations beforehand so it doesn't go wrong, and also make sure I know my stuff so that I could propose our ideas to our customers so that they can understand and will want to do business with us. But yeah, that is what I'm thinking about before this trip. I'll be gone for 10 days. I highly doubt I'll be able to, but if I can make a video in India, I'll do that too. But yeah, looking forward to the trip. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys up again another time. Bye.